All right, welcome to the Post Apocalyptic Show. This is Rob.
This is John.
We're in July.
We are.
1980. We're technically in real life in fall, but we are in the middle of summer movies.
We are in the middle of summer movies. Summer movies is like a thing now.
Yeah, and because there's a lot of comedy. That's what I remember growing up too. Is the summer movies were comedy, not action blockbusters. Because it was Caddyshack. I don't remember the other one. I'll put them right here. But they were just all comedies.
Yeah, they were. And comedies was especially for the 80s, was like the lucrative sort of film to make. Obviously horror is always, it's good. But comedies were just the really commercial way to go. Yeah,
I think Alligator, which made money, also came out in July of 1980. Just low budget Alligator movie.
I do remember Alligator.
That was it, like July, when I looked at the July 1980 movies, here they are. I was like, saw it, made money. And then it was 2 movies. One of them was called, it has 2 titles, I'm just going to say, one of the titles was Karate USA, Curtis Hanson's first film.
Really?
But unavailable anywhere, which probably has something to do with Curtis Hanson. I do not want this movie anywhere. And the other one that is actually our movie, The Earthling.
Yeah, The Earthling. R.I.P. Curtis Hanson.
Yeah. Right. Oh.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, The Earthling. I go to a sci-fi campy alien movie, but this is not that.
This is not. This is an Australian-American movie, which was apparently something they wanted to try to do early 80s because they could shoot cheaper, even though this movie was 5 million Australian, the biggest budget movie in Australia at the time.
Yeah.
But the country was it was just like something, it was just so foreign. They could shoot movies. They were supposed to shoot 6 movies. I don't think they did. Not this particular company, but we have an American-Australian pact. We are going to do movies there, but they didn't have the infrastructure to do movies. But The Earthling has nothing to do with space. It's about 2 people in the Australian outback. Rick Schroder, the Ricker.
Wow,
Ricky Schroder.
Ricky Schroder. I mean, this is big.
This is like coming off The Champ, so he's gonna cry, I imagine, a lot.
He's good at that.
And then William Holden.
William Holden, like old school, just movie star.
Yeah, so we just like the generation about to go out and the next generation. I don't know if the Ricker was the next generation, but he ended up not being the next generation, but that was the next generation.
It was the next generation. I mean, say what you will about Ricky Schroder.
The Ricker?
The Ricker, I mean, he serves his purpose, I think.
Yeah, no, he's going to cry. He'll be really good. I mean, he's 8 or something in the film, so he'll be really good. Directed by Peter Collinson, who sadly passed away right after filming this.
Right.
He was 44.
Yeah, I saw that. That's very unfortunate, given the sort of subject matter of the film.
Someone dying of cancer. He's dying of cancer. Yeah. He directed The Italian Job.
Right, the original. Right?
Oh, the original with Michael Caine. So we got to keep it all together. It's like The Island, so it's like... all right, so please enjoy The Earthling.
The Earthling. Let's do it.
Not about space.
Not about space.
Campfire. High West.
High West.
Need this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. It's really good.
Yeah. Man.
Kind of needed it. All right, so we just finished watching The Earthling.
Yes.
Normally we have a couple questions. I just don't think... I think it's going to be more of like thoughts on the movie more than anything else. I guess we go with the first one, which is like performances.
Well, I always thought the Rickster he's a really good actor.
Yeah. He's 10 in this movie.
In this movie, and he is great. Now, that said, I mean, his character's very strange.
Yeah.
And the choices that he has to make, not because of him, but the stuff he's asked to do, like he hammers it home.
No, he's completely believable.
Yeah. William Holden. I mean, he's William Holden, so he's
William Holden. Yeah.
He can just act. So, having these two, I feel there's an opportunity here. I mean, you have two really good actors, but I just thought that the material and the story and the choices just didn't maximize the talent that they had, on screen. But just strictly performances. Yeah. Great. It's just
choices.
Yeah, and it's just hard to watch when you're like, wow, they could have done so much more.
Yeah.
And it could have been a different sort of movie. Not that I want a different movie, but like the same type of movie, but I just thought the choices were a little strange.
Yeah.
So that, a lot of the moments that they had, weren't earned.
So, like, in a nutshell, the movie is family either from America or Australia. Couldn't really tell because Ricky at one point had an Australian accent for a second. Mm-hmm. The parents seemed dubbed English because I don't know if it was the sync was off on the TV, but it also seemed like they might have been doing American and it didn't work because I imagine it was all Australian actors, other than the two. So Ricky's parents are on a road trip. The van violently goes over the cliff, murdering them. Not murder, they die in the car accident and Rick's left alone. And then Foley, William Holden, is dying of cancer and he wants to get to his childhood home. Without knowing the synopsis, I would have really liked
a little more exposition.
Yeah, I don't need it spelled out. Mm-hmm. Just a little more of him, maybe even just start off with his family. Look, this is what's happening. I want to go back to, I just need to go do this. I'm dying. Hugs everyone. And maybe a tad more time with Rick and the parents. They didn't need to intersect at all, I don't think. Because they try to make them intersect at the gas station and have that bag, which I don't think you needed. I mean, he holds it up, but it wasn't like William Holden went, oh, I'm going to protect you now. Because he didn't. He was a dick the whole time.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think that bag was, I think what for me this film was like, we often like get lost in these, we talked about it earlier, the whole setup and payoff.
Yeah.
The bag and having it be some sentimental thing and having those sort of elements that you sort of pepper throughout the movie to bring it home. But the ones that you respond to very well, movies, these sorts of elements that you respond to very, very well, they set them up a lot better. There's in this movie, I felt like there were these. It was like, well, we want this moment, we want this moment, we want this moment. Starting out with just those moments, and then sort of right around those moments, but not really giving us a true trajectory on like or arc,
right?
With these characters, so that it just felt like these sort of emotional moments just unearned.
I think that's what it really comes down to. Everything felt unearned.
Yeah, and it was just like, in the music and stuff like that, just sort of
music was all over the place.
Against, you should, the lesson. You should also build character, but you should also build the music that way too. Like the music has to be, all that stuff has to be earned and worked in tandem with each other. And I just felt like, if you want this moment to be triumphant, just have like orchestral triumphant music. And it's like, well, no, it's not. That doesn't. It just comes weird.
Like The Island, where the pirates were going on the boat, and the music was made for us to be on their side, and it's like, no, they're the bad guy. Where in this, there was moments where Foley was basically not helping the kid. And he's about to die. And then when he doesn't die, just because luck, it's like, you did it, kid. Well, and you're just like, no, you're an awful person. This music shouldn't be rewarding us.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was. The music always felt like a reward for a bad deed.
Right. Yeah, it could have been as sort of complex. I mean, if you just want to play it for reality, as complex as a moment that is.
Yeah.
Well, what's really going on? The music should have supported that. It just said, okay, let's have triumphant music. Oh, let's have music that maybe signifies that they're in peril or just sort of basic kind of things. I think if you really take this movie as it is, it's a horror film for the kid. I mean, it is just terrible.
It seems like it's like I want to show you my nephew. Show it to my nephew who's 11, so he's the same age, roughly. But it would be a horror film to him because, he's triumphant, and it's like you'd think if you were a kid watching this, oh, I would do that. I mean, you'd almost have to watch after the parent stuff because that's horrifying.
Right, I know, and it's like he is 10, like he can't take care of himself, or speak sometimes. That was very
weird. I was like,
it's like Cro-Magnon, but it's just like
we get it. He went through a traumatic event, but to the point where it's like. And then Foley's like, if you want food, get it yourself. And it's like, how do you know what he's saying?
I know. I just don't understand how. If he didn't know, like you said, why doesn't he wonder in the beginning, the very first meeting? Why does he wonder what this kid is doing without any adult supervision? He doesn't. And then as we go on, we realize, oh, he really doesn't care.
Yeah.
But he did know that his parents were killed.
Yeah, he saw it, apparently.
He saw it, and then he kept being a dick to him. And which was like, I don't understand. Trying to give him harsh lessons.
Yeah. Like, he embraced him, but then was gruff. Like, if you need to survive, kid, look, I'm not going to be here the whole time. As opposed to just, like, making him struggle the whole time. And somehow we're supposed to feel good at the end? Like, you don't feel good at the end.
I know, and if at face value, he buried three adults who were going to take care of him.
He's 10.
He's 10, and now he's still out there.
Yeah.
So
apparently
he has to find a way out. I mean, how? I don't know.
I mean, this feels like a rejected Disney movie. It's like someone went, we're making a Disney film. Because this felt very mid-70s. It didn't feel like... didn't look 70s, but it had a very mid-70s Disney vibe to it. Tragedy happens because parents always die in Disney. Yeah. You overcome... but this was like the worst version of a Disney film.
Yeah.
Because like Disney, it's like... it wasn't for Disney, it was MGM. But it's like you give it to Disney and they're watching this going, no, there's got to be... you got to uplift through this movie. You can't just be... you can't have the last frame of thing burying someone going, I did it.
Yeah.
That's not a Disney lesson.
What did you do? You buried 3 people.
Yeah, I know. It's just like...
it's not... yeah.
It was, I don't know. Like, I can't wrap my head around this movie.
Yeah.
But I thought it looked really good.
Photographically.
I mean, 4x3, granted. I mean, it would have been great to see a 16:9 high-def transfer because I think it would have looked really good. But other than that, it looked really good.
But you can tell it was shot very, very well. Very probably ASC cinematography or, comparable. It's really well shot. Absolutely.
But can we talk about the animal choices, though?
The animal choices. And by animal, mean all animals.
Every shot in this movie... they decided, I think because they actually shot this in Australia, but they decided to put in almost every frame some sort of wildlife. Like they felt like they had to sell Australian animals, other than just kangaroos. It's like, although I don't know about Komodo dragons, was a little weird, but like there's a snake, there's marsupials, there's weird owls, there kangaroos, there every shot, like even when they're in the weird hot bath at the end and they're panning down this like thing is, there's ducks, there's a hawk, and you're like, what are you guys doing?
I mean, I guess, that note was there, it's like, make sure we know we're out in the wild.
And this is not Vancouver, well, in the 80s, probably Vancouver wasn't a choice. This is in California.
Yeah, exactly. And so, in that regard, it did look like and sound actually, like Disney. Because it was like, oh, we have a bunny in the frame. We have like the marsupial. We have a bird, an owl, and a snake. To the point where I thought, oh, okay, well, there's a snake in the frame.
Yeah.
Maybe there's going to be some sort of... No, he would just walk past the snake. And
he kind of glanced at it like he was like, even like
right.
10-year-old Rick Schroder going, why is there an animal in every show?
So it was like, in the beginning, there was this sort of like cacophony of all the animals at once, like right after his parents perished. And it was like, okay, so now his parents have died, and now the animal kingdom is literally barking at him and like, we're going to get you. I mean... And
animals that would have eaten other animals, like right. all working together, because there was like a snake, there were like mice, there were owls, there was all these things that would have eaten each other, but they're like, no, we're going after the kid.
Right. Which was just like, again, a horror movie, like, you are trying to find some sort of comfort somewhere after your parents die, and you're in the middle of nowhere to go, and the whole animal, like, the jungle is like against you. I mean, this is like, what happened?
Yeah, I know. It was, and I get it too. Like, you can almost like look at it going, look, maybe this was in the kid's head, like all these animals, but it was a little ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, you could sell that it's in the kid's head a lot better, but even so. I mean, I get that, and I get you trying to say, look, all these animals are like hyper real now, just because of what happened.
Yeah.
You know, the danger that you're gonna that's gonna ensue from this day forward.
Yeah.
You know, and then luckily you run into this man, and then you're like, oh, okay, well then I can latch onto him. And he, kicks you when you're down and takes his jacket from you and gives you scraps. It's just like, okay.
Yeah.
What are we saying? I don't know. What are we saying here?
I don't know if... I feel like they were trying to give you a message. But I don't know what that message clearly was. Like, somehow there is a message in this movie that maybe that we don't get... 2020 retrospectively watching it. Maybe if I watched it on the movie channel or something in 83 when I was 10, maybe I would have went, oh man, tough love. Because I mean, we talk about how it was different for us growing up.
Yeah.
Like our parents were a little tougher on us than parents nowadays. And nothing like that. Nothing like table scraps. Like, here's some fishbone, kid. I saw your parents die.
And watch me eat it. Yeah. It's just... I mean, I get all that, and yes, probably some of this would just, just sort of go over my head. But I just, if you just think about it, like after his parents have died, as an older man, here's a young kid, his parents have just died. You've seen it.
Yeah.
You think, even though, look, I'm here. I'm alone. I'm here to die alone. I'm here to go back to my childhood place. Yeah. That's what I'm here to do. I'm not here to do anything else. Yeah. I think the story was to be crotchety old man. Well, not crotchety old man. Yeah. Oh man, he's dying. Right. He's going to a solo journey.
Yeah.
Back to his childhood home, and he's going to die there.
Yeah.
That's what he wants to do, and he's hyper focused on that. Then, this sort of inciting incident where the kid's parents die, and he sees that, that sort of breaks up his journey, but, he's going to soldier on and, like, keep going.
Yeah.
But the kid, the kid has other, I wouldn't say have other plans, but sort of interrupts that journey, the trajectory of that journey. And through that journey, that sort of push and pull between his sort of goal to get to the place, and the kid's goal to just find a way to survive, they sort of meet in the middle and find love for each other.
Yeah.
that didn't really happen because he was just basically for the whole movie, I'm on my journey, get away from me, kid.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you some tough lessons, go forth.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it wasn't until like the last thing where it's like, I love you too, have a good heart. And then the next shot is him burying the old man, and you're like, wait, we're going to learn our lesson the last minute of the film?
And it's like, where was all that heart there? And like, why did you have to hold out that heart until the very end? It
could have been like, look, I feel bad for you, kid, but if you want to come along, I'm not going to help you. Or something. Like, I just feel like there needed to be like one connection of him wanting to help the kid just out of not being a dick. You know, like,
I know. You would think that, you know, just from his brother, his sort of run in with, you know, his family and saying, look, I'm not coming back here.
Yeah.
But if he was a true dick, he wouldn't even go. He would be like, I'm just going to go on my journey and whatever.
Yeah.
But, so he had a heart. He was just like, I'm saying goodbye, basically. Yeah. But I don't really care who you are. Like, you see some kids' parents die, which no one ever's going to see in life.
Yeah.
Maybe a few people.
Yeah.
To see some other kids, some kids' parents die.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, throw your arm around the kid and say, look, I'm sorry, I'll do what I can for you. I'm ailing and I'm about to go, but, you know, I'll help you out. I mean, not, look, here's a stick. Points north. Go
like,
north.
Right away. Like,
kid
hasn't even eaten. Like, going, look, and the kid's like out of it, and he's just like, this stick in the morning tells you how to go north. And it's like, he's 10.
He's 10. My parents are dead.
That's the only thing you can focus on the whole movie. He's 10. What are you teaching him?
I know. And his whole readiness to just tell the kid, look, you just go this way and you'll be fine. There's every animal in the book is out there.
Yeah, because they showed us.
Yeah. And you're nowhere from, you know, from any town or anything.
Yeah.
So it's like he has no way to cook food for himself. You know, and that scene where he's up on the cliff, he's like, I'm just going to lie and say I got a fire, which I understand you're enticing the kid.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when we saw the actual cliff, he could really die out there.
Yeah, because the one angle looking down gave it a different perspective than when we did the wide. He's literally hanging at the end of the cliff, and the old man's like, hurry up! Yeah,
hurry up, this fire. If you don't hurry up the fire, I'm going to put it out and leave.
Yeah.
Wow.
And also, too, he goes, look, they were just after the rabbit. Then you should have told them to drop the rabbit and climb up the mountain. Yeah, and then even when he got up there, I lied about the fire. Yeah. Let's go. Jesus.
I know. It's right. Drop the rabbit. No, I really wanted him to bring the rabbit so I can eat it.
Yeah. Oh, I bet you want a piece too. Yeah, I just climbed a mountain, you dick.
That's right. They really weren't after you. Drop the rabbit, dude. Yeah. He could die.
Like, teach him that lesson. Oh, they're after the rabbit. I don't know. It was so weird. Like,
yeah, it's just... And just, I just had no... I like William Holden, and he's great, but I just didn't like his character at all.
No.
I mean, there was just nothing redeeming about him. And try to redeem him at the end...
Yeah, your last 2 minutes doesn't redeem.
Like, no, I can't, you know. And Ricky, the actor, and the character was trying his best to, like, you know, latch on to him for something. And he just wouldn't do it, and almost inexplicably. So we were like, why? I mean, the kid doesn't have anything. He's like, he's not being a dicky kid. I mean, he's just like, I'm 10. I'm 10 and I'm not here alone now.
Like, even subtle stuff of, you know, like, you know, he climbs up and he just maybe pats him on the back, but like is still gruff, or he looks at him, like you just do shots of him maybe even looking at him doing the right thing. And then it would have been like, okay, he's warming up to, you know, this kid, you know, following his instructions. But it's like there's that next day after the rabbit scene, before the dogs and the rabbit, like he just left.
left him on his own. Like, with no... It's not like he's, like, teaching him these lessons and going, kid, I'm going to have to go. You need to go that... Like, it'd been one thing if it's like they get to a point going, kid, your path is that way, mine is that way, then he chooses to follow the old man. No. It's just like, all right, bye. The worst old man in the world.
I know, because didn't he sleep with... Ricky slept with his jacket or something. He woke up, took the jacket off of him, and left with everything.
And he's sitting there, fully sitting there with his own, like, sort of makeshift tent and a blanket, and he's like...
Right.
And Rick's just like...
Right.
I don't even really know what else to really say about the film. I mean, I guess we got the... It's not really timeless or of the time. It's kind of timeless.
I mean, it has to, because of where the setting and everything.
Yeah.
It's definitely timeless. And you got two characters in this sort of situation, which could happen.
Yeah, I mean, you could watch it
happen
now.
in 400 years. It could happen, whatever. Yeah, totally. Even now he's still a dick, to Ricky Schroder. It's now it wouldn't be of the time just because...
You can watch it now, and it would still be the exact same movie, because this, even if with modern technology, the guy would leave his phone behind. You know, it's like, I'm going to go hike to this. And
he definitely would leave it behind.
Yeah, and the 10-year-old kid would have not had, even if he had a phone, it would have been in the camper.
Totally.
You know, so, other than references and stuff like that, it would have been, like, the movie is timeless, because it can play right now. And you'd be like, okay, that would happen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say vault it, because I think anyone should watch any movie they want to watch. I would never tell anyone not to watch something, but this one could sit in the vault and not be missed, because it's not a performance-based movie. It's not a gorgeous movie. It looks good, but it's not one where it's like, look, just watch it for. It's not like Carney. Look, watch it for at least for Jodie Foster's performance.
Right.
Like you can sit there going, you might not like it overall, but you're gonna enjoy Gary Busey, you're going to enjoy Jodie Foster, or Serial. Watch a weird beginning of what 80s comedy was going to be. I mean, this one, I've seen movies like this before. If this movie wasn't available anywhere, like you couldn't stream it or even buy it, it'd be like, okay.
Yeah, I would say vault it, just because, the things in this movie that, like I said before, are unearned. I would say watch it for those moments, if those moments were earned.
Yeah.
And if those moments were earned, this actually would be a really good movie.
Yes.
But because you have two characters, and when you have two very solid actors, eliciting sort of those emotions out of us as an audience, those emotions being earned, it's great. Yeah. It's like what movies in drama it's supposed to be, but this is just a bunch of like it's sort of like a hack job of just moments sprinkled about in this sort of reprehensible character that we just can't get in line with, and a kid who's just
10
who's just trying to get some love, and the whole time we're just like, dude, just throw him a bone. No, not an actual bone,
because he did that.
Meat.
Yeah, he did throw him a bone.
Just come on.
Yeah.
And for that reason, William Holden, if you want to see William Holden, watch Sunset Boulevard.
He's done 150 things. Yeah. Watch any of those.
Watch any of his. He's great, and he's great in this.
He's great. This is just it.
Yeah, this is just not the best showcase of either actor, and the script is just not there.
Yeah, just watch The Champ if you want. It's basically Rick Schroder's performance in The Champ in this movie.
Yeah,
it's literally we want that version. But I also feel like maybe this movie could have been redeemed. Like William Holden could have been still that character if the kid was 13 or 14. I think being so young made it just so kind of mean. Like if he was it would still be a terrible situation, but if he was 13 or 14 and maybe a little more able, like they could have butted heads a little more. But it's like, he's 10. And he's just like, my parents died. I don't know where I am. You're going to learn it.
Right. But I think, if he were of an age where they can butt heads, that leads me more to earning things.
Mm-hmm.
But if you got Godzilla versus Bambi, it's just like, I mean,
if no one's ever seen that, it's probably on YouTube somewhere. Godzilla versus Bambi. As a kid, when I saw it, was the funniest thing.
Yeah.
To me in the entire world. It was hilarious, but yes.
Yeah, it's like there's nothing the kid can do. Like, he has dominion over the kid, like, total.
Yeah.
So there's nothing the kid can really do.
Yeah.
To William Holden. They can't butt heads. He's completely dependent upon him the whole time.
Yeah.
And his character, William Holden's character, knows that, but he's a dick anyway.
Yeah.
And he just leaves. Like, he doesn't leave and say, like you said, I gotta leave, kid.
Yeah.
Or, I don't care about you, just go off and do your thing.
Yeah.
He just leaves.
Yeah.
And it's like...
You can follow me, but I can't help you. Or something. Like, I mean, I don't mind you around or something, but...
Something. But you realize his parents just suddenly left him.
Yeah.
And they're gone.
Yeah.
So when he wakes up and you're gone... I mean,
yeah.
It's such a nightmare for him.
And that's the thing, because it's like all of a sudden William Holden's okay with him being there once he got what he needed.
Exactly.
Like, he gets to what his mission is.
That is exactly right.
You're right, kid, don't lose your love. What, because you got what you wanted?
Yeah.
I now have to go home. I don't know where I am. I'm still 10.
Exactly. I know. Yeah, exactly. That's sort of the consistency of this movie, is that once Holden got what he wanted...
Yeah.
Foley got what he wanted, then everything was suddenly okay.
Yeah.
And that was it to the very end.
Yeah.
And it was like, I'm sorry, but I mean, even if you, hey, it would have been a great message. Hey, yes, I'm dying. Yes, I'm going on to my family, childhood home, and all of that. But here's the next generation.
Yeah.
That I can, lend some sort of helping hand to on my way to this. Hey, maybe this is a good thing for me to do.
Yeah.
That won't disrupt my journey to go home. I mean, he's not...
Yeah.
He's like, well, I'm going to go home. Just keep up. He can do that. But no, he just, just leaves and tells him, hey, north.
Yeah. He kept saying north.
Yeah.
Like, that was going to solve every problem.
The kid was like, yeah, north? Okay, I'm good.
Oh, yeah, I've got railroad tracks? I got it.
Yeah. It's like... So, for that reason, I think we can just let this movie go into the ether just because, if you have to have a choice of what you want to watch, like, I wouldn't choose The Earthling.
Right. I mean, even of the weird films we've seen so far up until, July, this one can just not be seen.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be heartbroken. I mean, as always, I love movies enough where it's like I'm happy I saw something I've never seen with people I've heard of. That's always exciting. But in the end, I hadn't seen it in, 47 years. Or it's been out 40 years.
Yeah.
I've been okay with it. I've been okay not knowing this movie existed for 40 years.
Right. Yeah.
Although I can't wait to find out from my wife. Oh, I love The Earthling.
Oh, right.
Of course you did.
Oh.
You've heard of every one of the shitty films we've
The
watched.
Earthling. Yes.
Ricky Schroder. That was tough love. Oh, man.
Tough love. It's the way parents should be now. Ooh.
I mean, I don't disagree with some sort of more tough love. A little more tougher parenting now. I mean, this is me without kids and not having kids, so. Yeah. But there's a limit to letting a kid die and being somewhat nice.
Right, and I just think that tough love is something that is essential and necessary and very beneficial. But I think in this circumstance, where he literally has orphaned like a day ago,
seconds ago,
seconds ago, you don't turn on the tough love like on full drip, like tough love. It's like, hold on. The kid needs a hug or something.
Yeah, you find the kid, maybe you give him some food and stuff, then day 2, it's like, no, you're going to have to get your own food. Like, you sort of build it as he goes, and then it's like, all right, I'm dying, kid, or something.
Yeah, or something like that. It's like, teach him to fend for himself because if you're dying, yes, he will have to.
Yeah.
But don't just say, get away, go over there, get food, go north.
Yeah.
And then he turns over and looks that way, turns back, and you're gone because you don't even say, I'm leaving. It's like Disappearing Acts, you know, maybe another title for the movie.
Yeah.
But it's just like...
would have been better than the Earthling.
Right. It's just, I don't... Worse, Dad. You know, it's just terrible.
Like, yeah, it should have just been called Father Figure.
Right.
It would have just been at the end. God, he was the worst father figure.
Yeah, because it literally was, there was a father figure after his parents died. Wow, look, yonder. There's a father figure in the distance. Then he goes over to the father figure and he gets beaten up the whole time.
Well, it was also kind of weird, too, before we wrap up, it's like, there's that scene where when Ricky's with, or Sean, is with his actual parents, his dad's actually kind of a dick. Because he jumps in that really shallow water.
That's not the greatest either, yeah.
Yeah, get in the cold water. No! It's like, so this kid maybe just used to shitty parenting.
I mean, he sort of took it on the chin. He took being orphaned on the chin. After that, he took having a dicky father figure on the chin.
Yeah.
Dead animals and everything. I'll do it. You know, it's just like, I mean, he ate what? Look, you're hungry, I understand. Yeah. But, you know, a kid from supposedly America in LA, I mean, all of a sudden you go to Australia and you're going to, like, gut animals and eat them. It's like, there's no sort of getting used to that. It's just like, okay, yeah, you know. You're going to throw a fish with just bones on the ground? Yep, I'll eat that.
Yeah.
You know, it's just...
It was weird messaging.
He was looking for love. I mean, obviously his parents have died. He's probably looking for love even when they were alive.
Yeah, because his dad was kind of...
Yeah. Poor kid just couldn't get...
It's like, I almost want a follow-up to this movie of how that kid turned out.
I know.
Based on just that, though.
I know. What a horror. I mean, it's just like I lost and buried 3 adults.
Yeah. It's almost like if the next movie was like Halloween. Oh, I understand how Michael Myers became Michael Myers.
Right.
Look at that shitty upward. I get why he murders people now.
Right. But you realize at the end of the movie, he has to get somewhere, like, home. And home is like a 15-hour plane right away.
Yeah, like he just needs to, like, who knows? Like they already were hiking for 7 days.
Yeah.
So now he has to survive another, well, he's a kid, 15 days before he finds someone. And then he has to explain, who are you? Oh, my parents are dead.
Right.
I just buried an old guy. We have a lot of, you know.
Can you imagine, like, that whole thing?
Wait, once again, kid, wait. Who are you? Oh, this is my parents just died. Okay, where were you? I was in the middle of nowhere with an old man who I buried.
Right. And like, okay, well, who's going to take care of you? Well, I have an aunt somewhere in America. Oh, so we have to get you to America? Yeah. We have to contact that, and then
no phone number? I'm 10!
Right, back then, he wouldn't have it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
This movie just keeps getting worse and worse. You know what, just vault it. You know what, just no one needs to see this film.
What do you think about Australia? Why don't you just stay here? You know?
Guess I'm just living out here now. That was sort of more of an off-the-cuff version of the Earthling.
Yeah.
So thank you for watching.
Yes.
You know, subscribe, hit buttons, comment.
Yes, smash
all
buttons.
Those things. Oh yeah. High West Campfire.
High West, it's man. The Richter should have.
I mean, we probably could finish this based just on the this movie alone because there's a lot to process on this film. But once again, thank you. Yes. Smash everything. Next one is August, which is August. We're almost through 1980. Almost have our first 1980s film. This was shot September '79. So
we're like almost legit shot in the 1980s.
1980s. I'm pretty excited about that. But this has been Post Apocalyptic Show. This is Rob.
This is John.
Take it easy.
Take it easy.